Girls, come here. Listen to me, I got a rule. I don't want you to pet the cat or the dog, okay? Okay, great. Yeah, the cats or the dog. Don't pet them. Okay? Hey, hi everybody, it's the Papa from the Papa's Kitchen, and I am by myself today. I'm running the camera, I'm doing the cooking, I've got the light working, and all by myself because Susan is with Sarah and many of the kids, and they're actually on their way down to my house here in Florida within about another hour and 15 minutes, and it's going to be dinner time. So I said I'd get dinner ready for them, and they don't have to worry about that. And they're all tired because they drove straight through from Lincoln since yesterday. I think they left around 2 or 3 o'clock their time. I flew back home from Lincoln. I was there this past weekend on Mother's Day. I flew back home yesterday, and I've been busy all day. I made 4 loaves of bread as they're coming. I went to the grocery store and picked up some things just for the next day or so. I'm also doing dinner tonight. And so, and I even made, watch this, I even made them some of that dessert that we did the other day. And so this is waiting for them too. That's that peanut butter chocolate like crispy treat. So Susan's going to have to do the editing and get this ready, but I'm going to try to show you my cooking while I'm doing it. It's very simple. What I'm doing for them is I am going to do a nice, beautiful homemade Sloppy Joe recipe, and I'm sort of doubling, and I'm not even quite doubling, I'm just going another half of what the recipe normally calls for. So when I'm going at this, I'm going to tell you, and we'll put it up here as we go along, Susan will, how much each ingredient, how much is called for each ingredient. But it's very, very simple. And you know, you can do your own homemade Sloppy Joe. It's so much better than getting it out of the can. I just don't like that. And so I imagine you're the same way, and it's just easy to pull this kind of thing together. And by the way, these are great recipes. I mean, you've got Memorial Day coming up. You've got, after that, Father's Day coming up. You've got, after that, you've got 4th of July. So these are all great things when you're having a bunch of people over. You got the kids coming over like I do tonight. And just easy things to satisfy them, and they're good. They're maybe not the healthiest thing, but hey, it's what it is. This is what we're going to do first. We're going to make sure that we have, and let me just drop this down so that you can see what I'm doing here. But I'm going to put together, in this pot right here, I've got about 3 or 4 tablespoons, and I use vegetable oil in this case. It's in my big Rondo pot. And I'm going to set my electric stove here to about medium, low to medium. And what I want to do is I'm putting in some red and green, red and yellow, I can't tell the colors, red and yellow bell peppers, and I cut them up real small, but they add such flavor. And I've got a few of the kids that don't like peppers or whatever, so I'm sort of hoping they'll get hidden in all the meat and all the gravy that we're going to do here. I've also got some garlic minced. I did about, well, what you're going to need is about 6 cloves of garlic, finely minced. You're going to need some chili powder. We're going to do 2 tablespoons, maybe 2.5 of that. We're going to need some yellow mustard. You're going to need some Who's Your Sister sauce right here, and we've got some brown sugar. And the other thing that I'm going to be putting in here is I'm putting in about 2, maybe 3, probably 3 cups of tomato puree. And that'll go in after I get the beef all brown. But first, I'm going to get this oil hot, and then I am going to saute and really get soft both the garlic and the pepper. And then after that's done, I'll put in the ground beef and brown that up for about 7 to 9 minutes. The other thing that I've got going over here on this other burner, one of the neat things that you can put on top of the finished product, if you would, as you're putting it all together and assembling your buns and your sloppy joe, is caramelized onions. And I mean caramelized, really nice and brown and loose, and I just love them. And what I did is I just took a white onion here and I cut it up, and then I put in just a little bit of sugar, sprinkle a little bit of sugar just to get it started here a little bit. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just cook this in butter, and we just let this cook. That's a 30-minute deal that we'll do right in here, and I'm going to get that going as well. So here we go. And I was going to use my induction oven thing, not oven, but induction plate. But this rondeau pot, because I'm doing a big crowd here tonight, it just doesn't fit on there very well. And this has a bigger burner face here on this stove. So that's why I'm sort of stuck over here in the corner. So we're going to get these going. And these are the red and the yellow peppers. And I'm just going to make sure that those get nicely sauteed and everything. In fact, let me take this up a little bit and get things moving along here. I just don't have a lot of time to mess with this. And this is going to take the whole thing top to bottom, because you do want, once you get the meat brown and put all the rest of these ingredients in, you want it to sit there and cook and simmer for about 30, maybe 40 minutes. And, you know, and I'm just going to let it simmer low until they get here, and they're ready to sit down, and I'll serve them up, and away we go. I got some chips, which I almost passed out. I was in the chip aisle. We don't eat them much here, Susan and I don't, but I thought, well, I'll get some chips for them. And my goodness, I couldn't believe the price of chips. So anyhow, that's what it is. The other thing that I want to show you is a great thing on sloppy joe that I do, is you do those bread and butter pickles, those, you know, slices. Those are really good. And I also do the same thing, but these are wickles. Now, we have these down here. I can't find these like up in Lincoln or anything else, but they're really hot, peppery pickles, and I just love those things. They're really good. So I'm going to get this going, and I'll come back to you in just a second and show you more. Okay, as you can see, I've been running this for about 5 minutes now in this pot. I've got both the garlic and the pepper in here. I've been at about 3.5 on my stove, my electric stove. I'm going to go to about 5.5 here. I've done it, and I've kept stirring it because I don't want that garlic to burn. I do want it to get all that flavor out and infused, and my peppers are now getting nice and soft, but I didn't want that garlic to burn, and it can burn pretty quickly if you've got too high a temp. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and the recipe calls for 4 pounds of ground beef, and I've got actually about 5.5 pounds because I am sort of doubling and not quite doubling. I'm having another half worth of meat. Well, in fact, the whole recipe. What you're going to do here, you want this now, all of this meat, to cook along with those peppers until there's no more pink here in the meat. And I've got more right here. My goodness, much more meat. This is going to be good. Now you see why I used that big rondeau pot. They actually had a sale on ground chuck, so that's what I ended up getting at the store. Everywhere I'm going, I'm looking for sales. So all I'm going to do is continue then to let this thing cook and let all that flavor from the pepper and the garlic get incorporated in here. This is going to be some good eating right here. And again, we just want it all to be brown. So it's going to take about 7, maybe 9 minutes here of doing this. And then once this is done, we're going to put all the rest of our ingredients in. And then we're going to continue to cook it for about 30 minutes, just on like a simmer. And then it'll be ready. And while I'm doing all that, my onions are coming along as well. And I just want those to continually get brown and more brown and more brown. And get those things caramelized until they're super good. And I will every once in a while maybe add a little bit more butter. I just want to show you while that meat's cooking, you can see my onions are starting to slowly get brown. And that's just well lovely. I want them really nice and dark. And that just is so good on there. Another thing that you can put on too, and I'll do a little bit, is sprinkle a little cheddar cheese on your sandwich, and that's fun. Or put it on the bottom bun and put this over, and then it melts it, and ooh, it's so gooey and good. Okay, so my ground beef is now brown. There's no more pink left. I could drain some of that water off from the beef, but I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna watch how much puree I put in. The recipe calls for 2 cups. I'm going to actually probably try to get 3 cups here. It's a 28-ounce can, so it's almost there. I just don't want to get it too soupy, so I'm going to hold off putting any more in, and we can add some later if we need to. And then I want to get that all mixed around. Boy, that's going to be good. And that's going to all cook down anyhow, some of that juice, as we let this simmer for the next 30-40 minutes until they get here. In addition, now what I'm doing is a 1/4 cup of brown sugar that's going in there. I'm putting in 3 tablespoons, and I'm actually going to do a little bit more because, like I said, I'm doing a 1.5 of this recipe. But oh my goodness, that's going to take forever to get out of there. There we go. It's a 2-handed operation. So there's 2, and I'm going to put another, well, probably almost 2. I like the taste. And that's going to go in there. And then I'm going to, in addition to that, I am putting in calls for 4 tablespoons of distilled white vinegar. And we're going to put that in. And it calls for some Who's Your Sister sauce. And we're going to put in, we're going to do about 4 tablespoons of that. So I'm going to do about 5 here of that. And that's good stuff as well. And there's 5 right of that stuff. Oh, I can already smell this. Just looks delicious. While that's doing, I better get these stirred around a little. Nice. Just keep those going. Nice and low, slow and go right there. That's how you do it. Let me get all this together. I'll be right back at you. Okay, you can tell how good that's all coming right there. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons, a little bit more probably because I am increasing the recipe here, but of the chili powder. I don't want to overdo it for those young ones, so maybe I actually won't do 2. There we go. Oh, it smells delicious. Tell you what, this is a perfect summer holiday meal, or even like for me when the grandkids decide to show up. And this is going to be great. So now look at that. What we're going to do is we're going to just let that simmer. They won't be here for about another 30 minutes. And by that time, it really will be hot and it'll be good. All right, I'll be right back with you. Okay, that is done, and you can see it is really, really good. All that's left, I tasted it, it's just delicious, but it needs salt and pepper, and you do that just before you get ready to serve it. So we'll put some cracked pepper, some salt in, my onions look good, and I believe the kids are here. Come in. Oh my goodness, look who's here to see the papa. It's some girls. Hello. Oh my goodness, how are you, Miss Hope? You look no worse for wear. And oh, let's see. Oh, just put it right down right there. You're just fine right there. Yeah, girl. Look at it, and here's Desi. Hi. And there's Miss Noel. Oh, your hair is beautiful. Oh, there's Eli. How you doing, Eli? And here comes Tori coming in. They're all coming in off the trip. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're happy to be here. Oh, hi, hon. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did you drive at all? No.
Oh, I drove the whole way, Papa.
You drove the whole way. Good. Wow, girls. Now listen, girls, come here. Listen to me. I got a rule.
Yes.
I don't want you to pet the cat or the dog. Okay? Okay, great. Yeah, the cats or the dog. Don't pet them. Okay. Oh, go help your mom. Go help your mom. Oh, look, she looks like she's in misery.
Wait, why can we not pet them?
Huh?
Why can we not pet them?
Because I just don't want you to pet them. I don't want to. I just want you to leave them alone. Just don't pet the cats and the dogs. That's all I ask. There's Mr. Micah. Wow, and oh my goodness. Look at this hot mess walking in. Oh my.
Best Florida life.
Oh, she's living it right there. She's, oh my goodness, totally
ready.
stripped down, ready to go to the beach. My goodness, she's almost ready for the nude beach. I'll tell you.
She is.
To come is Mr. Let me see. Show me. There he is, Mr. Seth. Boy, look at that backpack. It's almost bigger than he is.
Yeah, it made him fall over at the bottom
Wow.
of the stairs.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, good job.
Oh, and there's the lady of the house,
Alright.
Nana. Yay, Nana. She made it. She made it. Next time she'll fly. Next time she'll fly. That's all that is, yeah. Okay, here we go. We've got everybody eating. There's Mr. Seth. He's eating the sloppy Joe. Eli's already chowed his down. It's in his mouth even as we speak. The girls are over here. Here we go. Look at, oh, she's loving it. She put pickles on hers just like you're supposed to. Look at what kind of dessert this girl's got. She's all happy. Judah's looking good. Mom has decided to crash. Say what? What'd you say? What'd you say? Say it again. Say it again. He's shy. Okay, so we just got done with dinner. They found my Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, all of them. And this is another one of those. That's Minnie something or another. And she's telling everybody off. I think she said the meal was excellent. So try it.
So good.
Oh, there's more good.
I'm so tired.
Ready now for a shower and for bed. Right here. There you go.